Medical units stand by. 30 seconds to contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
We got him. Let's go.
Good evening to all of you in America, and good morning to our Australian listener. I was going to say listeners, but I think we just got one, and that's okay. Thank you, and welcome to Proof of Comics number 83, the show where we're making live comics the traditional way and discussing creative writing, all aspects of creativity surrounding comics and writing, and doing all that live for you. I'm joined here today with my friend Wrangler. How you doing, Wrangler?
I'd be doing great as long as I don't mute my microphone. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I was wondering if I had audio problems or if it was you, but I'm glad to hear
it was me.
All along, it was you.
It was me.
So today I'm doing a little bit of inking. I'm kind of in between books right now, so I'm doing some like pretty action-oriented pinup illustrations. I've also got this one here, which is Wrangler's commission on the side. So I'll be inking these pieces kind of parallel, switching from one to the other.
They grow up so fast. It seems like just yesterbook. They were little kids.
Yeah. Time flies. I mean, the hours are long, but the years are short, as they say.
Yeah, so, no kidding. It is weird how you can have some long days and then go, where did the decade go?
Yeah. Speaking of which, we lost a comic book creator today, unfortunately. Scott Adams passed away. He was battling cancer for the past months, and his health has been deteriorating in the past weeks as well. He has seemed to have had this resolve that he was passing away, kind of made peace with it. And he kind of had a last minute conversion to Christianity as well. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't. I was actually, as you were just sitting here telling me about this, my first thought was, I wonder if he knew the Lord. Well, sounds like he does.
His friends did. And his Christian friends were, talking to him about converting before passing. And he's not someone with strong faith. It sounds kind of a little bit like a Pascal's wager. I don't know if you're familiar with Pascal's wager.
I am.
Yeah. So for people listening who are not, it's basically the wager that if it's not real, then there's no downside in believing. And if it is real, then you ought better to believe. And that's kind of that rational thinking that he accepted his friend's plea to convert. And he made the last minute conversion to Christianity before passing. So hopefully he is with the Lord as we speak. And the man has left us. It's another great comic book creator who's left a legacy behind him, not only with Dilbert as the comic strip he worked on all his life, but also a handful of books that he had written, like a lot of nonfiction. I've never read any of his books, but
I didn't even know about those.
Yeah, no, it's pretty successful as a writer of nonfiction as well as this comic strip. And of course, Dilbert, hugely successful. And he'd been like a YouTuber in his later days as well.
Hold on. You mean Dilbert was fiction? What?
No, I'm sure that's all based on reality, the cubicle life. Yeah, and I was losing my track. I forgot where I was going to go with this, but
he was becoming a bit of a YouTuber in his later years.
Oh yeah, he'd become a bit of a YouTuber. And he'd been canceled as well, so they canceled him. He started speaking his mind. He said some controversial stuff like, I don't want to live around black people. I want to stay away from them. Looking at all the, the statistics and the reality of certain behaviors and stuff like that. And that's hugely controversial. You instantly get labeled of a racist. And he was just speaking his mind, and that got him canceled. I think he got his strip removed from some papers and things like that. But I think he was well off enough that he could say what he had on his mind and speak freely.
He had the proverbial FU money.
I think he did. Yeah. So God rest his soul, man. Scott Adams, we salute you. You had done great for yourself, and you leave a legacy behind you. So rest in peace.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about the controversy of him. I saw some YouTube video title about how he was canceled for something, but I didn't listen to the video. I just figured, well, if you haven't been canceled, you haven't done anything.
Yeah. No, he was pretty frank on his ideas, and that always gets you into trouble.
Yeah. Hey, Patrick, what's going on, man?
No, we got chat. Hey, man. I hope you're doing great, man. Dude, it was a pleasure hosting the show. We hosted the Comicsgate Commandos on this stream this Sunday. We had a newcomer to the space called Ryan Dubé. I wanted to invite him again today, but it felt like too much. Like I would have been on 3 streams consecutively with him. So I figured let's give it some time and bring him on maybe on Proof of Comics on a later stream. But cool. It was interesting because he had he's working on a character on a book called The Nephilim. The character's not called The Nephilim, but
the book is.
And he had a lot of interesting.
You might want to turn that background down just a bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit loud, isn't it? Got some Diablo music.
It's definitely letting me know it's there.
Yeah, and I
didn't say off.
I know, but then I was realizing I just talked about Scott Adams passing away, and I'm playing Diablo music. That's terrible of me. So let me switch it up. Something a little more.
I could send you an audio file if you want one.
I got lots and lots of audio files. I'm just gonna pick another one. I got Gustav here playing from Expedition 33. So yeah, no, it was good hosting with Carbon Heart. Hopefully, Patrick, you're feeling better. You're healing. I know you're in a lot of pain.
Did you flood the Commandos with Sabrina clips?
Not at all, but I did have this clip. So I had a little bit where I played with the idea that, because Patrick had gone to Russia on a trip and he had stayed there for a while. And obviously the Russian intelligentsia did some research on him, right? And here is the result of their research.
He is not an agent of the CIA. He is a writer of comic books.
That's great.
Yeah, so
That's freaking awesome.
that's a clip from Condor Man. I clipped it at James's suggestion, and I thought it was very fitting, especially for Patrick. And we're going to keep that one. We're going to play it from time to time.
Yeah, that is like so perfect.
Yeah, it's good. We had to have it on the roster.
What did you say it was called? The Condors, or?
So Condor Man, which is Disney's first superhero movie, I think it's from either the late 70s or the early 80s. It's a long time ago. And this was before the superhero craze. Patrick says, lol, yeah. What was that from? Yeah, Condor Man is the one. So basically, it's a Disney superhero film where the main hero is, as the story says, a writer of comic books. Actually, the guy draws as well, so he does everything. And he's got a friend who's an agent of the CIA, and he's hanging out with his friend. And then the dude at the CIA has a mission, and he needs an inconspicuous person that's not affiliated with the CIA to meet up with a Russian agent called Natalia, of course. And so he's like, well, I don't know anyone. Let me send my friend here. He'll do the job. And then he gets involved in this whole story. And then Natalia wants to defect from the KGB. And so she requests this guy as the liaison, which now they're like, well, we can't do that. That's her request, so we have to. And the Condor Man, to accept this mission, he requires the CIA to build him all his superhero gear.
Nice.
From the comics, like a crazy car that transforms. He's got Condor Man wings that come out and stuff like that. So the CIA...
He is not a CIA agent. He is a comedic actor in Hollywood and things like Wayne's World and So I married an axe murderer, and he is a CIA agent.
Yeah. And I mean, the trailers online, there's even a re-edited trailer from 2016 that they did for fun. Somebody did for fun. The trailer's really good. The film, if you see the trailer, you see the best bits of the film, right?
Yeah.
So I don't recommend necessarily watching the whole film. The trailer's a lot of fun. So check out the trailer and enjoy that. That's pretty cool. They make some like horrible comic book mistakes. Like they say that, so the hero is talking about comics. He's like, yeah, Condor Man, I went to Paris to test out stuff because, he lives in Paris because, New York's already protected by Superman, which is an egregious mistake. Like anyone who's ever read 5 minutes of comics knows that Superman
Is in Metropolis.
Metropolis. Everybody knows
Spidey
this.
watches out for New York. Spidey and Daredevil.
Well, yeah, the Marvel heroes are in New York. Like all the DC heroes, you got Metropolis, you got Gotham for Batman. So it's
DC likes to make up entire cities and stick them in America, where Marvel just likes to use pre-existing American cities and make up fictional countries like
Really?
Latveria.
Oh, okay. That's interesting parallel. I've never seen Marvel heroes outside of New York that I know of. Do they do other cities?
Well, you got West Coast Avengers. If you want to count Miss Marvel, she's from Jersey City.
Really?
Yeah, Nomad Bucky Barnes Nomad, I think, used to go. Actually, was Bucky Barnes Nomad for a while, or was that somebody else who went by Nomad? It wasn't Steve Rogers. But Nomad used to go around from place to place. I've seen him in LA. I've seen him a bunch of places. I was about to say the X-Men, but they're in upstate New York. So it's still New York. It's not New York City, but it's New York. Alpha Flight's I believe, from Canada.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course, speaking of fictional countries, you got Wakanda.
Wait, what do you say? Speaking of fictional countries, right after Canada?
Because everybody knows Canada is not a country; it's just the 51st state.
I think you're right. I agree with you. I'm not going to debate that.
The Thing
right.
traveled to St. Louis to fight Hulk once. Oh yeah, Hulk used to go all over Arizona.
Yeah,
think
didn't
it was
Hulk meet
Arizona.
the? Isn't that? Because I mean, the first appearance of Wolverine is Hulk fighting Wolverine, and he meets him right in the middle of the forest as well.
Yeah,
Um,
and I do believe wasn't that somewhere along the northern border. It could have been Canada or U.S.
It's got to be because I mean he's Canadian, so Wolverine is Canadian, so I would imagine Hulk was like had crossed the border and ran into him. Sheldon asks what I'm working on today, so I've got this piece that I did for fun, which is going to turn out to be a pinup of Ratel. I tried to have Ratel do like a really quick, have him go as fast as possible. on his-
Ludicrous speed. He's going
Yeah,
to
right.
Vlad.
So let me show you something. So I had done this like a couple of weeks prior, right? This was the first iteration. I was actually trying to do something like this, and then it came out like this, and I was like, okay, it's okay, but it's not.
That's
full
him
on.
coming in, and then the one underneath it is him reaching his destination.
Well, he's turning it up to 11, yeah, for sure. So this is what I had in mind, even when I started this one, but I couldn't like quite get it on the first try. So
And he's coming in hot.
I took another swing at the bat, and I got it. I got it much.
They're both gorgeous, but yeah, that one in front of you right now, that one takes the cake.
Yeah, thank you. And this, of course, is Wrangler's commission for his characters in his novel series called, the novel series is called Bad Kitty, but this is Haley and Elizabeth. Would you like to say a word or two about them, Wrangler?
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
There you go.
There's 2 words.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
And oh, did you soften up the cheekbones a bit there?
I did. I'll zoom in and regret it because my camera won't zoom out.
Oh, it's amazing that it was like, I know we talked about it last night, but that little bit, just that little bit.
And I did almost nothing, right? So I just erased the little line that was going in, straightened down her cheek, took that one out. So she's just got a little point going in. And I took out a little bit of the line here just to leave it small. And it's probably, when I'm going to ink it, it's going to be one of the softer lines, so it might not look as rough there as well. I just wanted to keep it to show some form of cheek, right? So can you zoom back in, camera? Are you good? We're good? Okay. This is a page from the comic. No, so this is kind of like just me doing pinups between the comics. So I'll be starting book 2 in about a couple of weeks. And I like, right before I get started working on the comic, I like to try some stuff out, try to do pinups, try to get illustrations. I'm doing a little bit of variations on the costume, nothing huge. I just added a couple of straps on his arms and legs there, but I just allow myself a little bit more creative liberty between the books, just to keep things fresh, to have fun, to explore some things. And these might end up being pinups in the next comic, never know, but they were done with no particular intent other than to see how fast I could get them going on paper, and serve as inspiration for the upcoming book as well.
Nice.
Sheldon says they probably ook gorgeous. Okay, I can't tell. Their cans are covered. Sheldon, I think they're adults there, but you got to be careful. They used to be kids not so long ago. Just kidding. They look good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah, they have grown up now, and Haley is still very much Haley. She is grown up now, but still, like when she's in the middle of the action, even though she's taking it serious, she's still having fun. Where Elizabeth very much followed in Sabrina's footsteps.
Right, Sabrina, which another commission piece I did for you last year, I believe.
I should bring that up, the Sabrina one.
Yep. Let me switch up our avatars here.
There we go.
There she is.
Yeah, there's Sabrina, and Elizabeth definitely followed in her footsteps.
Yeah, she's got the same uniform. So they're part of what, a same clan or something?
They're part of an organization called the Hunters. They got like that organization actually goes back to the 300s AD.
Oh, the Spartans?
No, they weren't part of the Spartans, but
Oh, because I was
there was
thinking
something
300.
going on in the second, like the first. Let's think of it like realms. You got the first density, you got the second density. The first density, that's where all the humans live. Second density is where the cetaceans are. Now it's the same world, different realms. They're like reality is energy, so they're a bit of a different. They're on a spectrum, and second density is out of phase with the first density, even though it's in the same time and space.
They're on a spectrum. Okay, so they're kind of like autistic. I get it. I get it.
But a dictator named Cone by that time had conquered a lot of the world, but different people who were in his, I guess you could say, empire, who were hunters from village hunters from certain tribes or nations. Since they started their interconnection early through Cone, hunters from different places started meeting up and sharing knowledge with each other, and they created an organization called the Hunters. Fast forward to modern day, and they're pretty much, even though they're kind of autonomous, they're like an NGO. Cone was using them almost like discount commandos, you know. They're just not that they're less skilled than like special forces commandos or anything, but think of them like it's very similar to Rangers in role-playing games.
Give me an idea, man. I think, Patrick, if you're listening, I think that's our first offshoot of the Comicsgate Commandos. It's going to be the Discount Commandos.
Yeah, this like the West Coast Avengers or the Discount Commandos. West Coast Avengers fans out there are going to hate me now for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very much like Rangers from like D&D, except modern day. They got all those woodland skills, tracking skills, and they're used primarily. You would use them primarily for bounty hunting.
Okay.
And there was political stuff that went on to keep them somewhat autonomous from everything, as long as Cohen had use for them. But eventually in modern day, that did come to a head where it's like they reached an impasse, and the hunters would end up turning on him.
Interesting stuff. I'm going to have to dive into those books one day. I haven't picked them up yet.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
I'm biased, so of course I'm going to think that, but no, yeah, I think you'll have a good time with it.
Yeah, for sure. I need to finish up reading Otter's audiobook. I've gotten like part way of the way through, but I haven't gone back to it. I've been so obsessed on my own stuff during the holidays that I've done very little else.
Oh yeah, same. I've been sinking in a lot to my own work a lot lately too. That I haven't been checking out anyone else's stuff right now. Not because I don't care, but it's just because I'm like, I want to get this accomplished, and
Yeah.
And a lot of my free time is going straight to that. Yeah, but Sabrina ended up mentoring Elizabeth, and she ended up being the first person from the first density to end up becoming a hunter.
Oh, okay.
So she's like Sabrina, but she doesn't have the whip or the sword. She uses Sai.
Yeah, she's kind of the Raphael.
She got them from Sabrina, actually, but that happened in book 2 when she ended up using those and ended up training under her and
Wow,
learning
spoilers.
all the skills, the tracking.
Just spoiled book 2 for everyone now, Wrangler.
Well, for some of the direction Elizabeth goes, yeah, but hey, it might be a bit of a spoiler, but if if it's not good, then spoilers don't matter. If it is good, then spoilers don't matter.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, man.
Yeah. I mean, heck, the way I see it, spoilers usually get me interested in something. I'm like, yeah, that looks kind of cool, but I don't know if I'm interested. And then I hear people talking about, oh, they did this, they did that, they did that. I'm like, oh, I got to go see that now.
Have a good evening, Patrick. Thanks for coming in, man. It was nice to see you.
Take it easy, Patrick.
Hope you feel better, man.
Oh, by the way, beep, beep. My ride is here.
That's right. We got Bat Sauce in the chat. How you doing, sir? What is up? Are you working on a new book now?
Chicks in their size. Sheldon.
He's like, my ex-girlfriend would sigh all the time.
I think that one felt slightly different.
Chicks and their chicks and their size.
Yeah,
okay. I just got it now.
Yeah. But Elizabeth definitely followed in Sabrina's footsteps, but she uses different weaponry, of course, and well, she doesn't have the same silhouette.
Of course not. Yeah. Sabrina's got one massive silhouette.
She's got Sabrina has the power-ups.
Comic. Ooh, you're working on a comic.
Nice. Any details to share yet, Bat Sauce?
Yeah, you're gonna have to come on the show and
what kind, what genre, what are we looking at? Tell us what you can or what you're willing.
we're gonna get you on here and we're gonna drill you, Bat Sauce. Curious to see what he's got cooking. Yeah, let's bring back the speed lines one line at a time. And this again goes back to our conversation from 2 weeks ago, is that, how many speed lines do you need? I'm still...
and your answer was yes.
Yeah, right? I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to answer that question, I think.
Yeah. Did you say when I asked how many speed lines do you need, you took that as a personal challenge?
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, I like those kind of questions because you can do very little. Like there's people who do a very effective speed effect without too many lines. Like it can be done pretty simply. But then again, you got crazy MFers who go all out and put, like
Sheldon's got the right answer there.
All of them. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of experiment here. I figured, okay, let's start by pushing it all the way or as far as we can get. Plus,
oh, no way. Look at Bat Sauce.
Says takes place in Phenomenova fantasy superhero. Oh, are you working with Vaughn? Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. That's all I said. Well, that's good. I can respect that, man. You got to have your secrets. You got to hold your hand close to the chest and release the cards at the right time. But when you do want to promote it, well, get over here and come tell us all about it.
Get over here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do a good Scorpion or not. It sounded cool in my head, but
that was good. This is good. I got it. Totally got it. I mean, Scorpion's cool. I'm looking forward to that new Mortal Kombat film. We saw the trailer late last year. I know a lot of people scoffed at it, but I was like, it actually looks kind of cool.
Mortal Kombat trailer. I didn't even hear about it.
You didn't see that one?
No. I saw the Street Fighter trailer, and I'm not overly enthused.
Yeah, me neither.
There's nothing more than I would love than to come out and go, this looks awesome! Especially, Street Fighter. I want to see it look awesome. And I saw that, and I'm like, I'm not seeing the awesome.
Yeah, I see a lot of effort to keep true to the characters with the Street Fighter trailers.
It looks like actors cosplaying as Street Fighter characters. They don't look like they're actually playing.
Well, the fighting looks good. Like it looks like they got real martial artists, but yeah, is it at the cost of the characters? I don't know. I'm not thrilled with the Street Fighter trailer. I'll tell you that. Let me see if I can dig up the Mortal Kombat.
The tone is way off for Street Fighter.
Yeah, well, it was goofy, dude. It was goofy.
I don't mind some goofiness. I'm a goofy guy. I can
But
handle
it was
goofy.
all goofy and
It
nothing
was the
else.
wrong kind of goofy.
Yeah. Okay, I got it was from 5 months ago, the Mortal Kombat trailer. Let me show it to you here.
Oh, yes, please.
Let me start by pausing the music from the award-winning game Expedition 33.
Yeah,
which
there are
is,
parts of that tune you were playing, though, that almost kind of remind me of Eurythmics.
Really?
Sweet dreams are made of the years. Who am I to do? There are parts of the tune that sound like they could almost start turning into that.
Okay. I didn't see that, but that's interesting. Sheldon says Wrangler is a goofy goober. We're all goofy goobers. There you go. So here it is. This one I'll let you judge by yourself.
It's a red trailer.
It's rated R, which is a good thing when you're got
It's rated R.
Dude, you don't want to see a Mortal Kombat that's PG-13 or rated G. Come on, let's be honest.
I saw a Die Hard that was PG-13 and it actually worked.
Uno mas, thanks.
You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Nobody wants that.
Shit went out in the 90s. Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight.
Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Where the hell am I?
It's called Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
Fuck
Finish
that.
This is a war for the fate of your world.
You dickheads in or what? I'm not some champion. I don't have transformer arms. Or shoot lightning bolts. This shit's got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
I find you annoying.
Not the face.
There's a war going on outside. You could run, but you can't hide forever, ever.
It's time to become the hero you were meant to be. All right, you big ugly fuck. It's showtime.
Get over here!
Only the strong survive.
Raise him!
Are you shitting me? You don't have any powers? Just incredibly handsome.
All right, that doesn't look horrible.
It looks great. I can't wait, dude. I think it's gonna be better.
I'm sorry, but I did have one question rattling in my brain the whole time I was watching it that was kind of an issue to me. But I mean, overall, it looks pretty cool. And that question is, where's Liu Kang?
Oh yeah, we didn't see any Liu Kang, did we? Don't worry, Johnny. Your master karate choreography will be able to deflect supernatural lightning powers. It looks so absurd, man. It looks fun.
Yeah, I mean, well, technically, I mean, that wouldn't be a fair fight, Raiden versus Johnny Cage, because Johnny Cage is a dude that's really good at fighting, and Raiden is a god.
Yeah, no, it's absurd. I mean, the whole premise is like ridiculous, but it looks so beautiful. It looks gorgeous. It looks faithful to the game, and they look like they laugh at their own.
Yeah,
silliness.
I mean, that would be like Hawkeye versus Thor in a cage match.
Right.
That's the kind of imbalance it would technically be.
Yes, but it could make a fun comic if it's stupid and funny, you know.
Yeah,
like in a fun way.
That looks like its goofiness is done properly.
Yes,
because there is some goofiness in there, but it's not like undercutting everything. And I did appreciate Cage pushing his sunglasses up with the middle finger. That was a nice callback to the original movie.
Oh, I don't remember that from the original film.
I'm pretty sure he did that. He didn't he like push his sunglasses up tight with his middle finger when he was approaching Goro?
I mean, it might be. It's a long time back.
I could be remembering wrong.
When did the first one come out? Was it early 2000s or was it back?
Something like that. I'm going to look that up right now.
Yeah. So yeah, that one I'm legit it looks better than the first one, which is not hard to beat, to be honest, because the first one wasn't that good.
It wasn't. But for some reason, it was watchable. It was rewatchable.
That's what I'm saying, Sheldon. It's like he's saying, "Fuck this! I'm an actor." They're gonna play the humor and the absurdity of it, and I think it might be a good time, a good blockbuster.
1995.
Whoa, that's fucking early, dude. I was hesitating to say the 90s because I was like, it can't be, right? Because
I was wanting to say the 90s and having the same thoughts as you. Like, wait, what?
The video game came out in the 90s.
Yeah. Now, what's funny is I'm pretty sure the character of Johnny Cage was inspired by Jean-Claude Van Damme. Meanwhile, Jean-Claude Van Damme went on to play Guile in Street Fighter.
Wow, that's absurd. And yeah, I think they wanted to get Jean-Claude Van Damme to be in the game. I think that was kind of the selling point. They wanted to get like a famous name on the game, and they couldn't, so they left the character in there and named him Johnny Cage. Yeah, don't quote me on this, but I think that's what went down.
Yeah. Now, that one of the it was kind of a bummer. The chick that played Sonya was horrible in the part, but she looked the part more than any of the other characters.
Yeah. It's not easy to do because they have like goofy costumes a lot of the times. And Goro was an impressive rig as well.
Yeah, he was. There was also a fun fight when Johnny Cage went to face him, like the least likely to take him on, and he just racked him in the nuts like, screw you, buddy. I'm not playing your games.
But let's be real. The best thing to come out of that movie was the soundtrack, or the theme song, more specifically.
It really was. And of course, we heard the callbacks to that song.
Just a few notes towards the end of the trailer. And I got a feeling they know what they're doing. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Bridget Wilson Sampras played Sonya Blade. And I don't know why she seemed so horrible. I don't know if it was just she didn't have the acting skill at the time, or if it's just how they directed her. But she looked the part more than anybody else, while at the same time having the worst delivery of everybody else. It was such a bummer. When they recast her for the second movie, the woman who played the part in that one, much better delivery, but didn't look quite as Sonya as the first one. It's like, can we get the first actress to just have the skill of the second actress? I mean, I'm not downplaying the second actress. Don't get me wrong. I'm just like, the first one looked the part, but just couldn't deliver.
First actress on screen, and then get her dubbed by the second actress. And it'll feel like a Chinese kung fu movie. Perfect.
Oh, yes.
That's how you do it. So I'm more excited for that one than the Street Fighter one. I'm not even interested in it, to be honest.
But for some reason, I just always wanted to see Ryu smack the crap out of Scorpion. I don't know why.
Crossover?
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically Scorpion's power skills higher than Ryu, but it would be fun just to see.
I mean, power skills don't really matter in a video fighting game because
you got Superman fighting against Johnny Cage in that Justice League Mortal Kombat crossover.
Yeah. And I mean, one of my all-time favorite games is Capcom versus DC. Oh, we got Chrissy in the chat. How you doing, Chrissy? Welcome to the chat. Nice to see you.
I mean, Capcom versus Marvel.
Yes. I just crossed the streams with my brain now.
Yeah. When they had that in when it was X-Men versus Street Fighter in the arcade, I loved beating the living crap out of Apocalypse with Ryu and Ken.
Yeah,
what's going on, Christy?
I bought those games for my Steam Deck. I've got the whole thing. I got Marvel versus Capcom 1, which is like, it's got like 5 games on it, including the Punisher. And then I got Marvel versus Capcom 3, which is, I think, the best one, because the second one is kind of iffy, but the third one's really good.
Oh, yeah, because I went out and got it shortly after you got it, because I was hoping we could play the Punisher beat 'em up game online 2-player, but it doesn't have the online option there. But still, the very fact that they were available to everybody, especially after all the rights issues that happened after Disney took over Marvel, it made we thought we were never going to see those games available again.
It was one of the most pirated arcade games because it was so desired and totally unavailable anywhere. Woke up to eat and figured I'd pop in and say aloha. Well, you're welcome here anytime, Chrissy. Nice to see you in the chat.
Yeah, and Sheldon says the reason Superman could lose a fight to Sub-Zero or Joker over Goro was that Dimension Merge evened everyone's powers out. Oh, they had a handicapper going.
Yeah, well, because Superman isn't Superman on his own planet, right? He's only Superman on Earth because of like some weird, crossover effect from Krypton.
He's solar powered.
Yeah, and it's a different sun. Yeah.
If you put him under a red sun, he's pretty much becomes just as mortal as a regular human. Now, don't count him out though. He's still very strong, because I mean he is just physically strong. He's in good shape. He's I guess you put him under a red sun and he's more like peak human strong. So he'd still wreck a regular dude.
Yeah, but
Superman, I mean, like a really good technical fighter could theoretically take him out.
Yeah, I've never been a Superman guy.
Neither have I. I like the idea he stands for, but he got it, when they get overpowered to a certain point, it's like I lose interest.
Yeah,
I know he's still got other challenges, like, oh no, I got to stop that speeding train, and it becomes an issue of judgment, because if he tries to stop too quick, they all derail, and he's still going to have challenges. But yeah, it's that way with a lot of the comic book characters. They've gotten so multiversal, stupid in power that it's
dude. That's why no multiverse in my comic. It's one universe, one world. I mean, I'm not even calling it a universe. I'm calling it a world.
Yeah, I clearly have no problem with the multiverse. I just don't like you got universal, multiversal, outerversal, let's see, hyper relative, just all these levels where it's like, okay, now it's just stupid.
Yeah, it was fun to play around with those notions back in a while, back in the day, but they shot themselves in the foot to the point where they used it as a crutch.
Yeah.
And then no one can ever die. You can always rescue another character from another universe.
The power creep went way too far.
Yeah.
With too many characters.
There's a couple of things that are really funny from it, like the Council of Reed Richards. Because Reed Richards is like one of the smartest superheroes, and the fact that all the Reed Richards meet each other from the different universes.
There's also the Council of Kangs. There's the Council of Dooms. I think there's a couple other characters that have councils of their multiversal counterparts.
So I like that. That one was funny. I was like, okay, that you made good use of that.
Even though my stuff has a multiverse, you're never going to see, oh, this character got killed and they pulled a replacement from another reality. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, I want to keep my story grounded so that you're never shaken from the believability of the world. Like I'm not breaking any fourth wall. I'm keeping you grounded kind of in the story, right?
Yeah. I mean, like one thing I did is like Haley and Elizabeth jump to another universe by after the second book. But there isn't another Haley and Elizabeth in that universe. They don't have alternate selves there. You know, there are characters who have alternate selves, but that's not going to become a plot point at any point in time. Like, for example, Bast. She contacted her alternate self, but that's not going to be like a big story point. Pretty much one helped guide the other to move from universe to universe to the correct point. And then she said, all right, thanks. I'm going back home now, you know, and I'm not doing that alternate selves or doing all this stuff and all the tropes that they've been doing. I'm staying away from that completely.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was cool at first, but they overdid it and it got old.
Yeah.
But you would expect the godlike figures that show up in all these other fictions, they would have alternate selves.
Yeah. The main thing is it kills the stakes, because if you're not worried about the character's potential death or the consequences of their actions, what's it all about?
Yeah, there is no replacing a character with an alternate self when they die in my stuff. I'm not doing that at all.
Or even just beyond death, the fact that what they're going to do is going to affect the story, right? It's not going to be just a ripple in time. Sheldon says, have a script or any pages for issue 2, Fred? Well, I do have the script for issue 2. The script is written all out. But I haven't started work on any of the pages yet. But the script is broken down into pages and panels, and it's on my hard drive.
Yeah, the only point, if I end up going fully into it, that the alternate self will be part of the plot. It's more of a inciting event, inciting incident that built up across the whole thing would have to do specifically with Gus Decker. There was somebody experimenting with porting to another universe, an accident happened, and he was swapped with an alternate self when he was a kid. That's why he has an interest in the multiverse. He wants to find a way back to, he wants to try and find a way back to the universe he originated from, and he theorizes his alternate self that was in the current universe traded places with him, so that guy would be over there. But it's not like a huge deal. It's a fascination for him more than anything else, you know?
Yeah. It reminds me of baby swapping. How many pages? The first draft was 42. Then I rewrote it down, and I think it's around 36, and that might change still. But it's going to be between 32 and 42, somewhere in that zone. And I've also got a second book, which is kind of a double issue. So it's one of those like Youngblood strike files where if you flip the book over, it's got 2 cover pages and it's got 2 11-page stories.
I am looking forward to that one, by the way.
Me too, dude. So it's about these 2 chicks here. So Razum and Black Medusa. They kind of have a very different background, but it's incredibly parallel in a lot of aspects. So I put their background stories in the form of one book that's kind of a mirror book, and both stories meet in the middle with one double-page splash where they, end up working for bankmen. So I'm going to be working on that comic in parallel with book 2, and I think this is all like in my head right now, but I'm hoping to have both books out for the second crowdfunder. In other words, both books would be produced at the same time. That's kind of the idea of, that's where my head's at.
Sweet.
But that book is going to be black and white because, well, the girls are black and white. It makes a lot of sense thematically, artistically.
Is there going to be chess symbolism in through this, or
if there's symbolism?
chess symbolism. You know, like the chess pieces, they're usually black and white.
Oh, I thought you were talking about chest.
No, chess with two S's. There's no
Uh,
T's.
No chess. No chess. That's a little bit cliche. I mean, nothing wrong with that. It works in certain contexts, but it didn't fit within the story. So it sounds like quite a pair. Exactly. Sheldon gets it. And it's gonna be called Doll Parts. Welcome, Legal Lizard, aka James.
Did someone say doll parts?
I did.
I heard the words and I came crawling out. How good.
I see that. I saw you coming from underneath that rock over there.
Yeah. That's my address. 1-800-ROCK over there. My address / phone number.
Yeah, you always were a rocker.
That's what the ladies say.
How you doing, James?
I'm doing swell. It has been a swell week. Now I am chilling. I read many a comic book. I texted towards you of these comics.
That's right. And you were a little bit disappointed.
In some compared to others, I read them all. Every single one of them.
See that? Now that's dedication. See, I can't even say that. I don't even read all. Even the comics I buy by my favorite artists, I don't read them all. It's a shame.
Well, I mean, when you read them and you're just in it for the story, like, I go through, I do an art pass, appreciate the art, and then I do a read pass where I just read it. And when you're reading a comic book, you can just tear through pages. You don't average 20-something issue comic book in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's supposed to be about 1 minute per page on average, but some comics have less text and you can flip through them a bit faster.
Yes. So I've been going through those. Some of them that I liked, well, one particular series that I liked, I just ordered the entire thing because I ordered number ones. All of these are number ones from a decent size but indie publisher called Mad Cave Studios, and I was kind of interested because they publish short 5-issue series, and they also published licensed comic books as well, like Flash Gordon and The Phantom, as well as a few others.
Are they licensed or are they public domain?
They say they're licensed.
Okay.
So I suppose maybe they are public domain, maybe they're licensed, either or. I think they are licensed because they take place right after certain existing storylines. So that might be where the license comes in, because you are correct. Like, those characters, I think, are public domain at this point. But they also had a long existing line of them as well. It wasn't just like 5 of this, 5 of this, 5 of this. Some of them were going on for 20, 30 issues and continuing. So that's always good to follow, because another series that I checked out last time was TKO Comics. We're checking out their werewolf series. They haven't really published anything in 3 years, and you want to, when I invest in a publisher, I want to make sure that they're still publishing,
Right, that they're still alive and kicking.
Exactly. That's what you want to see. According to TKO Comics, at least on their page, they want to aim more towards taking their existing properties and turning them into film. So I guess that's what they're doing on the back end there. But I am still exploring. There are a few other small publishers, but many of them didn't really catch my eye that much, or had something that was being published that was really oriented towards myself there. So I primarily just purchased from Mad Cave, because that's just kind of where they had a lot of titles to choose from. So that's always a plus,
And you said you were not disappointed by all of them, but so some were good?
Yes, 2 of them that I have read were good. One of them was a digital comic that was called what was the title of the digital comic off the top of my head? I believe it was The Body Parts Trade or The Body Parts Market. It was sort of like a cyberpunk, I don't want to say noir, gritty tale about a drug addicted father who ends up putting his son in a coma. And while his son's in the coma, a company that harvests body parts makes a deal with the mother who's been sort of there for him through a long period of the time to essentially pull the plug, and they'll flip the bills. And so that ends up happening to his son.
It's real life in Canada.
And now he's on a journey to go find out what happened to his son's dead body. Damn. And then he's finding out that there's something nefarious behind it. That was issue 1. So I ordered issue 2 for that one, in full expectations to order the rest of them. But that one was really good. When it arrives, I'll show it off because I want to show off the physical version, not just the digital version.
Oh, because you read the digital version.
That one was digital.
Did you order the 1 and 2 or just the
1 and 2 physicals? Yeah. 1 and 2. I wanted to make sure we got those.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I picked up some other ones here. I'll show off on the comic cam.
Nice. Oh, you got the cam ready?
Yeah, I got the cam. The cam.
Let's get some cam going.
Here we go. This was the first one I was not too sure about. Let's go ahead and turn down the
we need
light
a theme song for the comic cam.
Yeah, turn down the light on the cam here and make sure it stays roughly okay here. Okay, that's good. So this one I wasn't too sure about. I was excited because it was sort of like an ensemble of Flash Gordon and the Phantom, and I'm a fan of the Phantom, and I wanted to check out what they're writing.
Defenders of the Earth.
Defenders of the Earth, yeah. First of all, for all the comics, pretty much the art is
Have a good night, Chrissy.
It follows these 4 various characters and their children, each of them a pulp hero of the past. The only 2 I really know is the Phantom and Flash Gordon.
It's a cool first page, though. I like
this it's pop art.
Yeah, it's simple. It's graphic. They've all got one flat color that's different in each panel. Introduces the main characters
and the side characters as well. We got smaller panels here, each of them focusing on a separate side character, because this is kind of where I think I spoke to you about this one. This is a number 1, but it is like the number 1 to volume 2. So there's a lot of story that's already happened, and it's very bloated. And the reason why I can't really introduce these other characters, because none of the characters really have any personality in the comic. They're all pretty much just a tool to move the plot forward, and they all blatantly exposit dialogue rapidly to keep the story going with very little actual character building whatsoever. In fact,
that's too bad.
This is actually some of the worst dialogue, though the artwork is quite well done.
Looks good.
It does. This is a great opening page, and the paneling is okay. It could be a bit more exciting, but like I said, this is just starting us off in an existing storyline, and everyone's piece of dialogue is essentially meant to catch up the reader of what's going on, rather than actually, well, you can do that, but this is done as blatant as possible for exposition, and it could be done a lot more tastefully. And
it's like, hey, James, remember last time on the show where we looked at your book cam and we had all these black and white and red comics?
Exactly. A guy introduces his son by his full title. It's my son, Prince so-and-so. That's literally what's used in here. And these are also some action sequences, but the paneling is actually still kind of simple. It picks up a little bit with the paneling towards the later.
Got a lot of variation.
Yeah.
Like no 2 pages are paneled exactly the same. You got slight angling here.
on this one. This is where we start to get the angling.
Yeah.
The rest of them were all pretty basic. The color scheme I do enjoy. The art is acceptable for what it is. It does feel like old school trade publishing style art, where it's just, do it as fast as possible. Let's get to the next issue. It does
Really?
kind of get that vibe when you look at the finer details, particularly on this face. There's a lot of the finer details sort of missed or sort of, I don't want to say worked over. They're just like they're not as fine as they can be. A lack of finer details, if you will. This is where the panels start getting good. Action starts picking up. There's a decent amount of action in this comic, and if you're just kind of looking for something to flip through and go, yay, minimal actual anything beyond decent art and decent action, this may be the line for you. This is a basic 21 issue comic, though it is a slightly bulkier, but that's because the last handful of actual pages are advertisements. So this one was a letdown. I'm not going to pick up the next one of these Defenders of the Earth. I believe all of this particular run is already released. And I'm not sure if they actually have a graphic novel released for this one yet.
Roger that.
But they usually release them all. So this one, kind of a letdown, pretty basic. I'm just going to go through them one by one here.
It's not terrible though. The art looks good.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
decent.
That's I'll say is there's no subpar art in any of these. There's no real subpar art. After reading that one, which was one of the first, it made me a little bit nervous about this one, which was straight up Flash Gordon Quarterly, which is 2 separate issues. And I should mention the price for this one, I believe, was $4.99, which is a basic price, not too bad.
Yeah, that's what comics cost
American.
nowadays. Yeah,
Exactly, which is good to find because if you go online looking for them, the prices still vary, and they kind of sway between your basic default market price. This one was $6.99 because it's a quarterly and it has 2 separate issues, over 40 pages.
Okay.
And I'm happy to say that this one, the writing was much better. The story was very pulpish in nature and sort of straight towards it. It has 2 completely different encapsulated stories that both sort of feel like they belong to an existing continuing story, but this is sort of like a side adventure or a mini conflict in between the larger arcs.
So can you go into more detail what you mean by a little bit more pulpish with the stories?
They're very contained,
okay,
in nature and straight towards the action. Dialogue, very much like the other one, is used to pretty much keep the story going, though it's much more well done, grounded in character, which is sort of what you want.
Okay.
And like I said, it's contained in it feels like it's going on in an existing conflict, a much larger conflict, but this is just like a little bump in the road sort of story that's going on. The first one is about basically what the front page says, which is the fall of King Vulcan, which is this flying dude. I don't know much about Flash Gordon. I went in it blind. I was always just heard that Flash Gordon was a big inspiration for a lot of people. So
well, Star Wars, George Lucas wanted to adapt Flash Gordon, and they made fun of him. Well, they told him yes with a ridiculous price, so they were just mocking him, right?
Yeah.
You got the last laugh. Spoilers.
Right, exactly. It helped create a longer-lasting franchise. I love the paneling in this one.
Dude, the depth is also really good with the feathers in the foreground.
Exactly.
That gives a lot of depth.
The money shot is also really good. I love this huge shot here, small panel, and then just straight vertical action of this character falling out of the sky. It's well done. And that continues throughout most of this because you go straight to another magnificent money shots and very, very impactful paneling here. This is kind of like the stuff that's
Dude, there's a good coloring transition. Look at that. It goes into the gray
Exactly.
really well. And then
I like the panels.
Yeah, and then the gray panel at the end, which is the background of the page,
big explosion.
You got a big thump that's all red to balance out the color.
This is a character falling from the sky
Yeah.
into a forest below.
This is top tier paneling.
Exactly. So I was very pleased with that, and the writing as well. I would say it's acceptable. It's acceptable, but that's all I'm really looking for is like some good writing where all the exposition is well woven in and it's delivered through character perspective. And that's what you're actually getting this one, because it's a hurt father who's a king being protected by his son and him trying to keep his son out of danger because he's the prince, but the son doesn't want to leave because that's his father. And it's this great mini tale that goes on for pages at a time with decent amount of character back and forth, mini exposition, and it introduces the enemies. Okay, the action could be a bit better, but once again, the paneling sort of like, you know, they take it to the limit here, which is what I absolutely love.
And the colors are really good.
Yes,
they vary it up, and you got some really strong, vivid colors, and then it goes really mute in other spots. So it's good back and forth, a good balance.
And this is the second one that is much more of a Western in nature. And I love
different artist.
Different artist. I like the coloring. The pages are done separately. It's a bit more subtle, but I think it works pretty good for the Western theme. It has kind of like a much more of an anime touch to it on this one that I enjoy. But the writing is pretty decent on this one as well. It's very much a Western tale of them getting stuck in this mini Western town and having to shoot their way out. It's pretty good. And this one makes me sort of not want to rush out and buy the next one. But if I see it on sale, I'm not going to turn away. Or if it ends up on my, on my page when I'm shopping, I might take a peek to pick up the next one, because this is actually a pretty fun, and $7 you're going to get over 40 pages.
That's a good price. That's a really good price for that amount of pages.
Writing, 2 different stories set in the exact same world. Good stuff there.
Yeah, and especially the first one, to be honest, I'd pick that up just to study the paneling, because that looks really, really well done.
Yeah, I love that. That's when you you use the paneling to really drive the expression of what's going on in your art. That it's an element that can be subtly introduced, but really is underutilized in a lot of comics, because I see a lot of action comics that wish they can pull off that kind of paneling. This one is a short story from a series called Nottingham. This is Tales from Nottingham. I didn't see
very stylistic.
Exactly. Nottingham is a series which I wish I could actually have the real number 1. But this is our mini stories that are sort of origin stories for characters existing in the story in the world of Nottingham. Nottingham, I believe, was introduced around 2022 or 2023. And it's an ongoing property to this day, I believe. And they have like 36 issues released in like 4 different volumes. So this is one that if you really want to just pick up a comic and dig into it, this series has it. The writing is good, the art is good, and essentially it is a grim, dark take on the Robin Hood world from the perspective of the sheriff.
Yeah, you could tell it's grim, dark from the cover. Like it's got those Joker vibes. Like it feels like it could almost be a DC book.
Exactly. And this is a grimdark tale in that world, though it'll be a little hard to get a hold of the original story, because right now on their official Mad Cave Studios website, they only have the digital version available for purchase, which is why I ended up with this sort of side tale here. First off, the writing was excellent. It stuck out. The artwork has that dark, grimdark vibe to it. Everything has this like layer of grime to it, and every character has this like this detailed etchings on their faces to give them more of this I don't want to say like monstrous vibe to them, ogre like vibe to them. That it actually works. And right here we have a death sequence where it shows how you can take this character who is portrayed down here as much more noble and rich gentleman carrying himself well, and then when they kill him, they put him in this animalistic, almost, what would be the word to use there? Let me see. Give me a sec. Let me make sure that my current, yeah, there we go. Drag into cam slightly. You can see it slightly better there. They sort of put him in this humiliating and gruesome pose.
Yeah, a bit of grotesque expression there. Yeah,
exactly. And the tale is okay. I say okay. It's well done. The writing is well done, but it starts to fall into some tropey vibes towards the end. Particularly, you have this main female character who, right here, we see she gets shot in the shoulder, she falls down, and then she finds out that her lover is.
Oh, you got some risque stuff. It almost looks European.
A little risque. You get some risque. They're not afraid to go there. It's grimdark. Yeah. They show off some of that, but she's really messed up. Really messed up. And the artwork continues to carry. Lovely opening sequence. Now she's really messed up and she goes to save her boyfriend. So she, with an arrow in her arm after falling down, ends up climbing up this really tall wall. Once again, decent paneling, going upwards this time using that verticality.
Yep.
And she ends up taking out 3 separate knights, almost barehanded, which would kind of made me laugh a little bit just because of how messed up she is. But of course, that doesn't draw away from the actual artwork.
Is it believable or is it girl bossy a little bit?
It's a little girl bossy because it's, one thing for her to take out this first guy after climbing a wall. She chokes him out, stabs him in the neck. But the next 2 are fully armored and just come at her. And she just kind of just disposes of them. Like nothing. Like she kills one guy here. And then this guy kind of sees her coming. She pulls her blade. No, I think she sneaks up on him and gets him in the back of the neck. But she definitely charges at one dude and just takes him out like nothing. And then, of course, it does a sin for me in a comic. She ends up going exactly where she wants to be and meets up with her boyfriend. And then the book basically says, we know exactly where you are because you hear off-stage, off-screen bubbles basically say, oh, she's in the dungeon. And then her boyfriend's like, well, you need to get out of here because they're going to find you. And
nice shadow work, though. I like the
the
page before, yeah.
And
right there, the little shadows in the darkness. That's a good execution.
And essentially, she says, okay, I'm going to leave, even though she's in the belly of the beast. And the next panel, it's the next day and she's gone.
Oh, okay.
I never really enjoyed teleportation in comics.
Yeah.
Especially when you put a character in such dire straits. It's like, nah, she'll be fine. She'll just get out of there. He sort of steals the stakes away from the situation. It's like she's supposed to be in a place where she's supposed to be in danger. But ultimately, this is just a side story. The writing was done well. It makes me want to check out the main story, though I'd only want to purchase maybe a couple issues at a time because that sort of storytelling drags me out a bit too much. And if I find that much in a single issue like it did here, it makes me wonder if that's something that permeates the entire story as a whole. But continuing on, this was one that I thought was quite interesting, and it was. I enjoyed aspects of it, but there was a lot that it kind of left me wanting in the writing corner of things. And this is one that's called Missing on the Moon, which is sort of like a refreshing, I wouldn't say too refreshing because we kind of got space noir before, but it's very much a space noir comic with first off, I really love this first page. You open it
This
up
is a
and it
map.
gives you a map of the moon. and
Yeah,
how it
yeah,
works.
yeah.
That's really cool. Always open up with a unique money shot, people. Money shots are really great.
Yeah.
I stared at this for like a good 5 minutes, just examining this. And this is the shit I like right here. And the artwork also holds up decently. I feel like I've seen this artwork before. It's like it's hard to necessarily say the exact style. It's slightly anime-ish, but not necessarily. Obviously, I'm much more of just a layman, consuming these primarily for stories, but it's well done. The paneling is decent. The story flows okay. It revolves around a girl going missing on Mars or on the moon, and it introduces a gritty world where you got these drug addicts and people's bodies just get dumped outside this dome where they all live, and you follow a detective who's picked up on the case. Now, I do
Seems
actually
like that's an original setting, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never heard of anything like that.
I've kind of heard of a few in the sort of noir sci-fi.
Mhm.
And the colors are actually well done. I really enjoy the colors. The paneling is acceptable. It
A
could
lot of
be a
panels. That's
lot of
s-
text. There's a lot of text.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you actually see this character right here, this character. It's a little hard to see with that glare there. He's just an exposition. Every time he shows up, he delivers exposition. And
It's like the author coming in. All right, I gotta explain the story here for a bit.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because they obviously put aspects of conflict between him and our main character, but they never play on it because it's also delivered through exposition. It's like, yeah, like how I got you fired and now you're here talking to me. Like, it's that bad. And I hate to say it, but that continues on for a lot of the dialogue. And as you can see, there is a lot of bubbles you got to read through. And I don't
Yeah.
mind reading through bubbles, but you got to give me good dialogue.
Yeah, it's
and
got to be
most of
good.
it-
Yeah.
Most of it, they try to couch the exposition, but they fail and they hit the floor hard because they just cannot couch that exposition properly into the characters. But luckily, whenever we step further away from that particular fat character, the dialogue starts to get better, though I wouldn't say it necessarily rises to an acceptable degree. It still lacks in portions, but the setting is actually also drawing you in because one thing that they do well with this comic is they use the setting. Right now, these characters are outside of the dome and they're in the sort of the freezing portions of the moon, and they're looking for the body of this girl, trying to close this case. And that was actually very engrafting as a reader to be taken to these various locations and giving subtle bits of exposition of what happens to individuals who spend their lives too long out there. And again, we get this excellent shot down here with a
To the
great
moon, Alice.
yeah,
One of these days.
we get an excellent shot with a great use of color, sort of breaking up this
Monotonous gray scale stuff.
exactly, which is good. But ultimately, the book it really doesn't ascend to sort of where I wanted it to be by the time the comic starts to wrap up. Once again, we get this character again. And once again, he shows up and it turns into exposition heavy. And just look at all these bubbles of exposition before you start getting to something pretty decent.
Yeah.
This is a hard one. Like, I think I'd have to pick up maybe one more issue to see if it starts picking up a bit. But the writing is lacking. The panels are okay. The color scheme switches up enough, but in the middle, it gets a little old. The story, it carries. The story carries. I enjoy the story. It ends at a decent part, but that's what makes me want to pick up issue number 2. But I'm not 100% sold on it, and I haven't yet picked up on issue number 2. And of course, the last one you have a this page is sort of like a calendar layout of their releases, which I kind of like here.
Yeah, we get a lot of gloss from the lamp on this angle.
Oh, is it? Okay.
On the calendar page specifically. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Calendar releases.
Oh, that's cool.
I should grab.
At least you know they're alive. You know what I
They're
mean?
alive. This is another thing is all the series I'm showing you are pretty much complete. So if any of them caught your eye, you can pick them up for $25 for the entire series, which is not bad. That's about the price of a graphic novel if you were to purchase it at say Barnes and Noble. So those were some that I've been through, and there's one last one that I held off because it's the most unique. I purchased the entire series, though I'd say I really only wanted to purchase maybe 2 more to see where the series was going, because the story starts to engraft you, but it feels like it's missing a few pages. But the cover is sort of what sold me on this one, called Morning Star, which is
we got to call Jared Brink and tell him about, because he's got a book called Morning Star Chronicles.
Morning Star Chronicles, Morning Star. There's a few boats out there called Morning Star.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a reference to Lucifer, right? Morning Star.
It can be. I mean, there's a few other references as well, because it's just sort of like a general thing.
Yeah,
I got to look into that. But this one, I really enjoyed the cover. The cover caught my attention. I noticed when I kind of put it at an angle here, it seems to show better. So let me bring it up at an angle. The cover caught my attention. I really like it. It has this sort of 80s thriller vibe to it.
Well, it feels like a movie poster.
It kind of does. Yeah. And I was just so interested in, like, what is all this about? And as soon as I opened it up, it kind of stole me, because the art style is intentionally, as well as the use of the paper, is on pulp, like old school pulp. Yes. And the color choice, the art style, it has this stenciling there as well, that all sorts of just shoots out this pulp vibe.
What do you mean by stenciling?
Like, how do I put it? Bring this closer to the camera here. See if you could get a good look at some of it right there.
Oh, you got some. Yeah.
That is all over the art, those little squares. I don't know the official name for it. You're the artist around here.
Yeah, that could be Zipatone, although I'm not
Zipatone, probably
used to seeing square Zipatone, and you don't usually see it in the color, but you can do these things easily digitally now.
A beautiful money shot. It opens up
it's very artistic.
Exactly. It opens up with firefighters in a bind that does not end well for them. The pages feel great too. Like, this is another thing. You can tell it's not 100% pulp paper, but it's got this pulpish feel to it that makes it stick out from almost every other comic book that I held. And so that's another aspect that maybe people don't think of too much, is the texture of the paper in the reader's hands when it comes to comics. That this one feels good in my hand. It feels almost like I'm holding something older, but at the same time, you're getting a lot of quality out of the color. Not that you didn't get quality before, but, like, you know, the various modern day improvements made to the art form itself. This one also uses much more bulky panels to showcase a lot of art with a lot of minimal dialogue, which I think it actually uses extremely well. But at the same time, because of this these bulky panels, which they sort of lean down a little bit, but they're still just, you know, it feels like it needs slightly more panels or a few extra pages, because that's what the story feels like it's missing, is a few extra pages, which was why it kind of, like, I wanted to pick up the next 2 or 3 issues, but instead I decided, screw it, pick up the whole thing. You know, it's intrigued me enough, feels good in the hands, get the other issues.
That woman at the bottom right has got a beautiful, like, profile.
This one?
The woman on the right. You were on the right panel. It's just
Okay.
talking about the woman who's that
Okay.
one. Her nose, her chin. She's
They
looks
do
really
a good
good.
job. They do a good job. They use
Sharp.
flat colors extremely well. It's very charming. The only thing I'd say that I probably poke like, is a little bit of an issue. It might not sure if you can see it right there. Right here, there's a slight stain, and these are fake stains put on the pages to
You're
sort of.
kidding.
And that I'm sorry. I mean, that's like a little step too far for me. You don't have to put fake stains. And I thought that did I stain the page?
You're like, I can stain my own comics, damn it.
I was thinking that literally it's almost on every single page. You have light fake stains that are a little hard to see on the camera, but they're there and you notice them when you're reading the comic book. That I think, you don't have to put fake stains unless it's like blood or oil or something that has to do with the ongoing
or
story.
A cup of coffee stains. I've seen that a couple of times. Like someone put the literal cup on a page and you get the ring of coffee.
Yeah, you get the coffee ring. Yeah, but the artwork is well done. The character introduction, like this is the interesting, is like it feels more like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a old school horror story build up. Like this is the first part of Act 1. I say that because it ends right where you want to understand more. You don't really know where it's going. This is actually one of my favorite pages here. This character is literally just imagining things, and they just draw him sitting here in his car, passing by things that he's particularly imagining, and them talking about. It's like, oh, go take a whiz. There's nobody around. And you see these giant robot legs at the bottom, all like inside this character's imagination, which is charming.
That's cool.
That's what I like about this. But like, it feels very.
The panels are very, very standard. Like they're very classic. Not to say boring, because he seems to be using them very well.
Yeah.
The storytelling looks good. Like you can understand what's going on. It's not confusing at any point.
Good storytelling. I really enjoy that a lot. Particularly this page.
See that I appreciate that most of the panels are kind of standard, but at the right moment, at the right point, then you do something creative. Then you make it stand out. That's a good balance. Yeah.
Exactly. And this is where the story sort of ends. Our titular young character looks out into sort of the abyss, and he sees a visage of a gentleman that may be his passed away father, and it just sort of ends there, and it makes me just
like the negative space character. I did that in one of my pages on the first book, Ratel.
Yeah, and it just makes me want more. Cool. So I went ahead and I ordered the next one.
That's the best thing that you want, right? That's a successful comic book.
I could have used a few more pages to sort of understand what the hell is going on, because you want at least your readers to understand something, which you don't at the end. Though you do have this piece of art here, which is obviously going to be the second issue. I do like how they added that in. I never actually looked past this page here. Does it have an extra bit? No, it goes straight to ads, which is this is a little bit for another comic of theirs. Gives you a few pages of a free comic. But this is ultimately my favorite one. I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool.
Once again, this was a $4.99 issue. Basic floppy here, which I love, and I have the rest in the mail. They'll probably be here tomorrow or the day after, along with Body Parts, the one I was talking about, and we'll be checking out Body Parts next week, along with a Frankenstein comic, which I also ordered but haven't dug in yet, which is said to be a accurate adaptation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein while using the image of Boris Karloff for Frankenstein. So that's
because the movie just like came into public domain, I believe. Boris Karloff's image.
Yeah, though they did get official not license. I guess the terminology would be they got the
The rights?
The rights or the blessing to use his image, because there's a piece in there by like a family member of Boris Karloff.
Okay.
Put this on this end where the
Fascinating
light's
stuff.
not so harsh. But yeah, here's this handful of comics that I
Good
have.
find.
Yes. It's a mix, but they were fun. You know, it's good to read and support independent comic book publishers from smaller houses who are not afraid to publish stuff. The Mad Cave Studios does publish some woke stuff, but they don't stick with that, and they don't sort of shun alternate viewpoints, at least not from what I've seen in their publications. So there's a lot there.
So
Literally,
you got to choose your books that you order from them just to make sure you don't get the woke stuff, I guess.
yeah, but that's pretty easy to tell. You can tell
Okay.
pretty easily when you're looking at a cover. This one could have easily been woke if you look at it. You got just a woman holding an axe. They could have went hard with some woke stuff there, but they didn't. And though I was a little disappointed because we never really got that in the actual comic, as her doing anything with an axe there. So that's a little disappointing. But
Yeah. That
ultimately,
cover's inspiring, though. It makes me want to do a movie poster cover eventually.
yeah, it's real fun.
Yeah.
Very 80s. It almost got the Stranger Things vibe without the trying too hard.
Totally, dude. It's totally Stranger Things. Yeah.
So I enjoy the shit out of it, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
have fun reading the rest of the series when it arrives.
Nice. Keep us posted, man.
Yes, I'll be probably showing those off next week too.
I mean, it's my least favorite art style of the bunch, but it's still good. Like it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's thematic. It's probably one of the most thematic out of the bunch. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels indie. It feels like author centric.
That's very much what it is. So let's
Yeah.
join the read. We'll keep you updated.
Cool.
I'll bombard you with private messages in Discord.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Karloff as well.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting because he's taken from a known actor, but also like it's an image that's so much in the
I'll show off the cover.
pop culture space, right?
This is the cover.
Dude, that's so promising.
That's the cover. Yeah, and it gets I flipped through it. I did the art appreciation pass. Very beautiful. Magnificent amount of detail in every panel.
Oh, this looks spectacular.
Yes, I'm going to have fun reading this one over the weekend. It's said to be an accurate adaptation. I went through the first couple pages. It skips a huge chunk of the opening, but I understand why, because a huge chunk of the opening is kind of mundane. If you've actually ever read the story, it really doesn't kick off until I think 2,000 words in, really, before you really start getting to the actual story as it unfolds. So it sort of begins there, and it does. The panels do engraft huge chunks of the story as they go. It does follow it decently accurate from what I've consumed, because I was reading this along with the audio book of Frankenstein. Frankenstein's one of, if not my favorite horror story. So this one's going to be quite a treat. I believe this was published by Legendary Comics, which also published a large list of Universal Monster comics that are actually out there, and maybe I'll collect them slowly. But this one was sort of set aside as its own various direct accurate adaptation to the original. So that's why this one's actually called Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And she is credited as the author for this one. If you open it up in the author's panel, it says Mary Shelley.
Nice.
And it's interesting to have a black and white cover. Is the interior black and white?
Yes, the interior is black and white. I'll give you a peek. I'll flip to a random page. We'll check out a random page here.
Okay.
Let's choose a random page. We'll go a little early on here.
This is okay. Dude, okay, this is good stuff. Good stuff. Interesting paneling as well. Very
Yeah, it's a little bit cluttered, but it works.
Yeah.
It works
Okay.
for me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to diving into this.
Yeah,
The cover is astounding. It's incredible, and it's
That's the kind of cover you just sit there and stare at for a good 5 minutes.
Absolutely, and I always like looking underneath the dust cover.
Yeah, because this is a hardcover. Yeah, it's just
a
the
hardcover.
title.
Exactly.
But you never see black and white covers. Like even when the interior is black and white, they'll still throw a color cover. So it's interesting, and it's so powerful. The image is so good, dude. The highlight on the monster's hair,
Yes,
the shining light on it. It's perfect.
So we will be checking this out next week.
Can you give us just the names of the artist and the writer? Oh, well, the writer's Mary Shelley, I would imagine. But
yes, let me go ahead. This is not giving me their exact titles. Let me open it up. I believe the interior pages here, it'll give me their exact titles. Yes, based on a novel by Mary Shelley, executive consultant Sarah Karloff, story adaptation and art by Carrie Gamel, art and toning by L. Garing, lettering and design by Richard Starkings, and comics crafts Tyler Smith, script adaptation and editing by Robert Napton, afterword by Sir Christopher Frayling, cover by Carrie Gamil, Gammill, and El Garing. His name's El Garing. E-L.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, L-E-L. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, special thanks to Karloff Enterprises.
Okay, so he's working really hand in hand with the estate, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's the opening page.
The design's incredible. I'm really looking for. I'm feeling a little bit jelly of this one.
Now, boys, this is what I can say right now. You can grab yourself a copy of this right now for $17 US on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this was very affordable.
I'm gonna at least wish list it to start with.
Because this is great stuff. It may still be on sale. Hopefully, it is.
Well, it's different in Canada. We have different
pricing.
It's almost a different store.
Yeah. Yours probably be like $22, maybe somewhere around there. But it's going to be a delight to dig into this.
32.
Wow, that's a lot more actually. I'm sorry to hear that.
But it's on limit. That's 20% off because it's 39 normally.
Yeah. So this one.
Listen to this Kindle edition for $27. Come on,
ridiculous. It's Kindle.
Come on.
Your digital copy,
Come on, man.
Infinite copy. But yeah.
I'm going to add it to wish list. It might be worth the $32. How many pages is it? I'll wait to.
This one's over 100.
Oh, dude, that's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
I'll wait for your review next week, and I'll probably buy it then.
Yes. So far, what I have consumed has been great. They use. They don't always use, but for large sections of it, they do use direct dialogue from Frankenstein. So that's very pleasing as well to see. So, it's not just the title. There's heavy Mary Shelley influences throughout everything. And from what I've consumed, the story has been 100% accurate, except for a shortened opening, which, like I said, the original opening's a little bit of a snoozer. It's basically
that just makes a lot of sense because you're super limited in space with the comic book.
Yeah. Like the opening's literally a guy saying, "Hey, what's up, sister? Times are hard. I'll write you later." Except in a couple thousand words.
Yeah, and even even those other comics you were mentioning, I wish I had a little bit more. Dude, I put myself in the shoes of the writer, and I'm like, it's so limited. The 22 pages you got to put a story in, it's not easy to jam everything you want of a story in there.
Yes, and also this one I guess I can show off. This is my latest 1984.
Oh, this is one of the early ones.
Yes. I just picked this one up. I really enjoy the cover a lot. You got this huge space action sequence, and it's nice and fat. I forget, because every now and then, I put these down, and I forget how fat they are. They're pages.
Dude, they don't make magazines like that anymore.
They don't. They are. This thing is fat. Look at that. So there's a lot of pages here. I haven't opened it up, but it does have a colored story in it.
Oh, dude, and that's not computer coloring either, right?
No,
That's
no, this is like back in the day, bro.
holy schnitzel, dude. That's beautiful. That's freaking.
A few issues do have color stories in them. I think when they plan on having ongoing stories, they introduced the first one in color. Look at that.
Yeah, this is like what, some sort of ape-like creature?
It is. I have not read it yet. I haven't dug into this one. There's just so much for me to read, and I want to get into Frankenstein. But I think for a short story, I probably can dig into this one as well. But you know, obviously, like I've taken up so much time on this podcast.
Dude, that's called proof of comics. You know?
Yeah.
It's on brand.
There's great colors, though. I love the use of colors.
Yeah.
There's an alien guy here. Looks groovy as shit.
Dude, because this is about the time that Marvel was doing just their flat colors. Like, this is probably the most artistic looking color. This is very European. Like, the only people you'd see doing colors like that was from Europe at the time.
Interesting. I'll have to look up, see who the color is. It might be labeled on that front page we're checking out. Let's take a look real quick.
It's probably the same guy drawing. I would imagine it's the same person.
Well, maybe. Let's take a look, because these were produced here in the United States.
Yeah, but didn't you have like artists from overseas sometimes in those magazines, like Filipinos or something?
Yeah, but those guys would live down here. This is from author.
Oh, okay.
Author is Jan Strnad, Strnad. Illustrator is Rich Corbin.
Corbin.
It doesn't say colorist, but I imagine he did, you know, it says illustrator.
Yeah, I think so, because these short stories, it's probably the same guy doing everything.
Yeah.
Especially such beautiful colors like that. It's so integrated into the art.
That's Rich Corbin. So yeah, that is actually very beautiful. There's some comics where I wish I could just take a page and turn it into like a big freaking 17 by 11 and just slap it on my wall.
Well, dude, I've been buying these artist edition, they call.
Yeah.
Which are reproductions of the originals with all their faults, right? So if you have yellowing, you have the Zipatone stickers on there, you know, with the little dot matrix that does the shadows. The lettering sometimes is cut out and pasted and turns yellow with time. They reproduce the originals with all their imperfections. So as an artist, it's a resource to study, right? Because you see all the artwork full size before it's reduced for print.
These are the ads I wish we'd get today. Look at that. That was an official magazine.
Oh, these are other magazines?
Yeah, this one's called All About the Alien Movie, Alien Invasion.
Oh, that's the 1979 movie?
I'm guessing this is the Alien movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's so crazy to think that that first Alien movie is a 70s movie. Are you okay? It's 79. It's the late 70s. But dude, it's 70s. It feels like 90s.
That, what you're looking at, that's a freaking advertisement.
They don't do those anymore.
Hell no, they don't. This is showing off The Rook, which is essentially their alternate magazine, which is a lot less risque and more about sort of like fantasy adventure stuff, which eventually I'd probably start to get in to collecting.
Good balance of black and white. They knew how to do it back then, I'll tell you.
Hell yeah, they did. Yeah, I'm like being careful flipping through because I don't want to put anything that's gonna. Oh, this is Gilda. This chick.
Oh, she's got beautiful eyes, dude. That's very.
She's a returning character in this. She's got dozens of stories published in this magazine.
Oh, by different artists?
I don't know, probably, but same character and same unfolding story. This is most wordy of them as well. This one's almost like a book because
one of those panels is just text.
That's actually so interesting, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if it's good, like if it's good read, I don't mind.
Exactly, because the art's definitely good.
Yeah.
Like I'd pick up a book like that where it's like half a novel, half comic, this like in graph because it's laced in well. It doesn't feel
Yeah,
out of place.
it's elegant. Again, it feels very European. I'm thinking of what's his name? Not Flaubert, but
yeah.
author that Otter brings up from time to time as well.
Let me find out who did this one. Go to the front pages of Gitta. That's her name is Gitta. Let's see. Do we got writers? Yeah, author and illustrator Frank Thorne.
Frank Thorne.
Thorne. A very French name, Thorne.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him though.
All the Frenchest name I can think of, Frank.
Well, usually it's Francois.
Yeah. Is the ending page to the colored issue, the one that's in color, and Gitta, the opening one, is what I always like. Is what they did with the text above. I've always enjoyed that text. It's so well done. But Gitta, very risque. She often ends up naked and on crazy ass journeys, killing a variety of ghouls, goblins, and other underworld creatures.
Yeah. I mean, these were made for, young adults, probably. Adults.
Adults, young-ish adults and college kids. This was made as a, I say it's all the time. Also, I want to say that, remember, this is a first print, and the quality is actually superb. Fucking superb. Like, there's not really...
Hail, Buzz.
There's not a lot of damage done to this one at all. There's a little bit of wrinkle at the spine with the spine.
It looks like it came out yesterday. Like the
So this thing's probably like over 30 years old.
So have you taken tab on like how many issues there are versus to how many you've gotten your hands on so far? Like
I did earlier. Now, like I'll flip through them, and if I come across one I know for sure I don't have, but I should go through the collection because I do have a lot of these. I have a lot of these.
Are you going like full completionist on it?
Yeah, I definitely am. Not only that, but I also come across, I forget what they call them specifically. You may have heard of them before. They're proof copies.
Yeah.
You find a lot of proof copies out there.
Yeah, I ordered a proof copy off of Mandy Summers' Gem Shot comics.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like, if you've seen them, they look so psychedelic because the front cover is just like all one tone. And it just looks so interesting. And you can come across a lot of proof copies for these out there as well.
Wow,
but
those have got to be special.
Yeah, but like most of them, they're just like priced usually less than 20 USD. So it's probably like 40.
That's the price of a freaking magazine.
It is a magazine.
Today.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a basic ass magazine.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Underpriced, I'm sure.
The only thing I've been a completionist on is the Silvestri run of Wolverine comics. And I'm going out there buying them. Now I have the whole run he did. But when I was looking at the prices, like, of course, the price is a little bit higher than when it came out because it came out at, it was $1, $1.25 or $1.50. Like, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I did the math, and it's just the inflation.
Yeah, a lot of it is just the inflation.
It has not gone up in value because, dude, first of all, it was one of the highest printed runs. So, even if the demand is huge,
there's a lot.
The availability is all there to match it. That's the thing.
Yeah. I'm pulling out my collection right now because I think I got it in the box. Like what I'm using to hold up the display, the background is literally just a box, and underneath it is just a large series of books. But just to show you how much of these magazines that I got right now, I'm pulling them out. Flip that back this way. All right. Let me put it sideways so that way you can see the thickness. There you go.
Oh yeah. You got a good collection.
Oh yeah, that's
got to be what, a dozen or so.
Oh, that's way more than a dozen. I think. Let's count them up. Did you get that one? That's 1, 2,
1. Oh, the covers are great.
3.
Dude, the color on that one.
4.
That one's pretty standard. Like Tentacles and Babe.
5.
That one's elegant. Again, Tentacles and Babe.
6,
That one's pretty standard. Pink villain in the front foreground.
7,
Still
That one's
going.
a bit abstract. Not one of my favorites.
8,
Very sci-fi, dude. That could be a cover for a sci-fi book.
Right?
9,
That one's dark.
10.
That's classic.
That's kind of heavy metalish.
Yeah.
The tone, not the art style.
Yeah,
11.
agreed.
12.
Now that's
Now
heavy metalish. Yeah, we're thinking the same thing.
This is my
No doubt.
favorite cover. Number
Yeah, that's
15 here.
stylish. That's one of my favorite ones. That one's really got a lot of style.
14.
Wow.
Well, that's H.R. Giger.
Yep, made by the guy himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's one of his series, his airbrush series.
And 15. So I have 15 of them home.
Your studio is
wasn't too
turning
far.
into quite the preservation library.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of them here.
Well, you got good conditions to keep
Yeah.
books in the desert there. So.
I also want to get another copy of this one because it is pretty rough around the corners.
The Giger one?
Yeah, this one.
I bet it's pricier because of Giger.
It can be. It can be. It's definitely harder to find in its overall greatest condition. But this was a direct competitor with Heavy Metal magazine. I believe Heavy Metal was already in production, and they said they wanted an edgier Heavy Metal magazine. So that's what this one came out as, is the edgier Heavy Metal.
Wow, that's cool.
Yes. Probably the first series I really started to collect. But I just fell in love with the covers and the interiors, the lettering, and the stories are probably some of the weakest parts because they are some of them are very disposable stories.
Yeah, I mean,
other ones.
It's like sexiness, horror, and sci-fi.
Exactly.
It's about the tone much more than the story a lot of times.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what comes off with these a lot as well. And they're at the bottom of my my bin here, which fortunately can't see. There's a Stephen King novel there that goes in the bin as well.
You got the coffee stain on the back there.
I do.
I'm sure it's all digital.
It's digital copy stain for sure.
Yeah.
As it put these down real quick so I can sort this out. It's got all these heavy books. I'll put these towards the top because these were towards the bottom, but I want to definitely dig into them more, so I'm going to keep them towards the top of my bin here.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Fantastic collection you have there. I'm looking forward to the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein review next week. That's going to be really interesting. I'm already drooling looking at the art.
It's really great. It's really great stuff. I'm enjoying it. And the book goes hard. So, the other book goes hard. So hopefully so does this one.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the interiors is what's going to sell me.
Yeah.
Because if it's like the cover, I'm already sold.
Mm-hmm.
If it's disappointing, I might hesitate. It's $32 Canadian, so
yeah,
it's gotta wow me. It's gotta wow me.
I've enjoyed them so far, but yeah, you have a greater eye for the.
Yeah, I'm biased for the artwork. It will sell or not. Like if I'm not in love with the book's artwork, I usually don't pick it up. It's really a determining factor.
Yes, yeah, that's that. I mean, obviously, it's a comic book. That's the that's the leading medium right there. Is the art.
I mean, to a fault. Like some good stories in comics have less than perfect artwork, and so it's still a good book. But
especially that Bronze Age stuff.
Yeah, and for me, it's not. I'm buying them much more to study the art than I am to read them as a fan. Just to be, blunt, to be honest about it.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, man. Cool review. That kind of
brings us.
Read your comics and brush your teeth, ladies and gentlemen. Which brings us to the end of the show, folks, because it's
already.
Wow. Dude, like we're And we're used to doing like 4 or 5 hour shows lately. But this is
that's not our normal. That was just a couple of times.
Yeah, we're kind of back to normal, but this brings us to show time.
Shit! Oh, there they are. Look at these gorgeous sons of bitches.
Yeah. Let's start. Let's start from the bottom of the panels, folks. Not any other kind of bottom.
The totem.
James, tell us, what are you working on? Are you working on a comic, James? You sound like you're doing a lot of research, to be honest. I know you've got the audio book, the audio drama.
Right now, I am working on an audio drama comic in the future. I'd first have to team up with an illustrator, but I'd be more than happy to dive into that medium sooner or later as the author. But I'll need an illustrator as well. But with that said, I am a short story writer, and you could find my current short story series called The Evergreen, where an ancient evil awakens and threatens a lawless land, and a band of orphans must come together to stop them. Check that out at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com, where you can find free PDFs so you can download them and have them on all your devices. People were complaining that you could no longer download certain particular things off of like Kindle and stuff. Well, you can download my stuff and hold on to them forever, man. It's right there at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com.
Oh yeah. Let's watch that Evergreen trailer.
Yay.
Scroll down here and
the trailer.
Through hollow night, our voices soar. We roam no more, our spirits roar. In dust and shield, our hearts burn free. We sing the spark of destiny. No throne, no crown, no gilded lore. Our own free sounds forevermore. Against the tide, we stand as one. Our crow will echo when dark is done.
beautiful. And get your physical books, folks. I remember the time that was it Amazon or Apple Books that like edited or deleted George Orwell's 1984 off of people's
yeah, they did that as well. They got rid of it. Yeah, they didn't want you to have
it. So chilling, especially that book.
Yeah.
Someone was having a laugh on the other end of that.
You know it. You could check that out, World Without End, lore.substack.com. I also have a podcast that I run with R.H. Snow and the Black Knight, two published authors. We just finished up an episode right before here. We actually go live we end the show a half hour before this one starts. Ours goes live, I believe it's 6 o'clock Eastern time.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, guys, say that because I live in a different time zone.
I know, but I tune in from time to time, and it's 6 Eastern. Yeah,
6 Eastern, folks. Take a look. R.H. Snow went hard today when we covered marketing.
Nice. Which brings us to Wrangler.
Yeah, you can find my books on Amazon, Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. They are magic-fueled sci-fi adventures. I guess you could call them urban fantasies, or I sometimes like to call them lit Metroidvanias. But join Haley and Elizabeth on their adventures, and I am currently working on books 3 and 4. In fact, Frederic is working on an illustration that matches what they look like now, and they grow up so fast. But yeah, you can check their stuff out. Go to Amazon and type in Bad Kitty Frequency Studios, and they'll pick right up. If you don't add the Frequency Studios, you're going to get a series of children's books from Nick Bruhl. So it turned out there's a whole series called Bad Kitty of children's books. I don't know if they're good or not. They must be, because he's got a bunch of them out there, and they got some notoriety. But yeah, no relation to that whatsoever. Type in Frequency Studios when you type in Bad Kitty, and you will find my books. Also, over on Substack, I have chapters 1 and 2 of the first book up there. You can read them for free, as well as the prologue to book 2, and another short story set in that same universe. So for some LA cops, go see what they do with a kidnapping case. And you can check out my YouTube channel. Do a channel search for @Wrangler212. It'll pop up. And every Monday, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, do an open topic discussion live show. Just hop in, join the live chat, join the conversation with many of the folks you see over here. We just hang out. The conversation goes wherever, and we have a good time.
Nice. Shall we hit your trailer?
Yes, please.
Haley and Elizabeth are back, and this time the Spuds are really going to fly. Who's wild? And this time the Spuds are really going to fly. And Haley's world. Who's wild? And this time the Spuds are really going to fly. Who's world? And this time the Spuds are really going to fly.
Nice.
And thank you, James, for that trailer. He's the one who put that together.
That's right.
No problem, man.
And there they are.
There they are.
Those two fun-loving girls are now beautiful ladies that you see before you.
That's right. And tune into the shows. I'll be inking them live in the following, days or weeks. And this is Ratel. You could check out Ratel at ratelcomic.com. I've got the campaign is closed for now. I'm probably going to be doing a second chance campaign when it's time to go to the printer, which is probably in late February to March. So stay tuned for that. Of course, watch my channel every week at Tuesdays at 8 Eastern. We do Proof of Comics with this lovely gang of comic book lovers and writers and authors and all that good stuff. So check out ratelcomic.com, and here's my trailer.
Our world is crumbling, and most people are blind to it. A young computer whiz named Raimi decides to stand against the rising tide of oppression, only to find himself under the boot of those behind it all. Incarceration only proves to refine his resolve. Divine intervention takes away all fear from him in order to fix a broken system that enslaves us all. There comes a time when good men must ignore bad laws. Raimi dons a mask and becomes Ratel.
Breaking Bitcoin.
Ratel uses intelligence and technology to combat ancient and dark forces for justice and a better tomorrow. Will Ratel take down the technocratic tyrants who've harnessed an ancient evil, or be crushed by the invisible hand?
Thank you very much for joining us all the way to the end, folks. Be sure to give a like and subscribe and tune in next week, where we'll check out James's review of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Check it out.
Yay.
See you, folks. Have a good one.
God bless everybody.
Leave a comment and stuff.
Yeah, be sure to do that.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Our feet are saying goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Thank you very much. Hello. It's good to be with you. It's good to be with you.